Hello. Venus transits from the third house to the fourth house of the Virgo ascendant on 20th December 2025. When the Venus arrives to the fourth house, the Sun and Mars are already there in the fourth house. So Venus arrives on 20th December 2025 and will stay there in the fourth house up to 14th January 2026, and the Mars is going to stay there up to 16th January 2026, and also the Sun is going to stay there up to 14th January 2026. So normally all of them will be there together from 20th December onwards. Fourth house resembles your properties or long-term assets like your lands, buildings, and also vehicles, and also the residence where you stay, or the places where you stay, and the comfort you enjoy in your residence or the place where you stay. Those are the general things which are resembled by the fourth house. Now the Sun and Mars is there in the fourth house. Normally they are in kind of powerful state because they are the Sagittarius sign is associated with the fourth house. So the Sun and Mars, they enjoy friendly state in this sign. So they are in somewhat strong state there. But there's a problem also because the Mars is the lord of the 8th house. 8th house is the worst house of any birth chart, which resembles the destruction, sorrow, and failures, financial losses, and also life-threatening situations, and death and the lifespan. So much of these things are negative matters. So as the sign of the 8th house is Aries, so the lord of the 8th house is the lord of the Aries, that means Mars. So as the lord of the 8th house, when the Mars is in the 4th house, it creates obstacles for the matters represented by the 4th house. I already mentioned the various areas which the 4th house represents, like your properties, your vehicles and residence and so on. So Mars is going to create troubles there. Maybe you might have troubles related to your properties and the place where you stay and so on. But the Sun will exert some positive influences on those, but normally Sun is not highly powerful in the 4th house. When it comes to direction, the 10th house resembles the top of the sky or the middle of the sky. So the Sun shines there powerfully there. So Sun becomes powerful in your 10th house. So the 4th house is directly opposite to the 10th house. So regarded as the bottom side of the earth. So means it's not that powerful. It becomes somewhat weak in the 4th house. So even though Sun exerts some kind of positive influences on 4th house for the matters governed by the 4th house, those are not much powerful. Then the Venus comes on 20th December 2025 to the 4th house, and it will going to stay there up to the 13th January 2026. So Venus role is highly favorable for the 4th house. For all the matters governed by the 4th house, Venus is favorably influencing. And also you might enjoy comfort in your residence or where you stay. Venus normally gives some kind of luxurious or comfortable living standards. And you might have peace of mind, but remember, Mars is there. Only Venus can influence only to a certain extent, not completely, because Mars still creates troubles there. The Sun takes neutral uh, actions or might influence positively. So this is the role played by each planet in the fourth house during that period. On 29th December, Mercury also transits the fourth house from the third house, and now the 4-planet conjunction will be created in your fourth house. So Mercury will be staying there in your fourth house up to 17th January 2026. Mercury also plays a favorable role in your fourth house, because normally Mercury is regarded as an auspicious planet, and also when it comes to Virgo ascendants, it's the Lord of the ascendant, Lord of the Virgo sign, that means the Lord of the ascendant. And also uh, Mercury rules the 10th house, which resembles your profession. Lagna or ascendant, the Lord of the ascendant is Mercury, means it governs uh, your life as a whole and also your head. As the Lord of the 10th house, Mercury governs your profession. So when it becomes strong in 4th house, remember it's not strong in Sagittarius sign, which is associated with 4th sign, but the 4th house is a favorable place for the Mercury. So the Mercury acts favorably for the matters governed by the 4th house. And also as the Mercury reached their 4th house, now the 4-planet conjunction is there. So out of 4 planets, 3 planets exert favorable influences, while Mars creates troubles there. So the more influences from the 3 planets means more positive, less negative. Also there is a slight chance of receiving or inherit properties from the deceased elders or relatives, also from your spouse. So all those 4 planets, Sun, Mars, Mercury and Venus, they move from one house to the other house within a short period of time. It takes normally about 1 month or 1.5 months to move across a planet, across a house completely. So they exert short-term influences. When it comes to long-term influences, we have to analyze the role of the 4 planets which move slowly across a house. They move slowly. Normally, they take more than a year to completely move across a house. Normally, Rahu, also called North Node, South as Ketu, also called South Node, and the Jupiter and Saturn are the planets moving slowly. Normally, Saturn takes 2.5 years to move completely across one house. Now, Rahu's North Node is transiting through your 6th house these days. It will be there up to the 5th December 2026. So Rahu's movement in the 6th house is favorable for the Virgo people. It will give you health benefits, and also it gives you the power to rule or power to control your subordinates at your workplace or your servants in your domestic level. And also it gives you the power to overcome your enemies. So that's a good place. And also the Aquarius sign is associated with the 6th house. So Rahu is in a convenient manner with that sign. On the other side, the 180 degrees opposite to the Rahu, Ketu stays in your 12th house. Ketu, also called South Node, is going to stay there in your 12th house up to 5th December 2026. Ketu's role also is somewhat favorable for you financially. Not much, because Ketu is not in a convenient place, because the house is not bad. The house is convenient. 12th house is convenient for Ketu, but the sign associated with the 12th house is Leo. So Ketu is not comfortable with the Leo sign. So it doesn't give its maximum, but still you get somewhat positive influences on your financial issues. But on the other hand, you have to be careful about your mental stress and some kind of problems like depression when the Ketu stays in your 12th house. So in the meantime, Jupiter is transiting through your 10th house. Now it will be there in your 10th house up to the 2nd June 2026. So 10th house resembles your profession, and Jupiter is a planet which exerts highly positive influences for your profession. So that is highly favorable for your profession, especially after the 11th March 2026 onwards, because up to 11th March 2026 the Jupiter is in retrograde state, so it still exerts positive influences, but when it compares with the period it moves straightly, that means from the time from the 11th March 2026 to 2nd June 2026, when you compare with that, that is slightly less when it moves backward or in retrograde movement. It moves forward from the 11th March 2026 to 2nd June 2026 and exerts more benefic influences, more favorable influences for the profession of Virgo ascendants. So then on 2nd June 2026 the Jupiter moves to your 11th house, and it will stay there up to 31st October 2026, and during that period Jupiter stays there in exalted state, highly powerful state. So it exerts its maximum positive influences to the Virgo ascendants. 11th house resembles your income and your social affairs. So your income will rise and will be consistent during that period, and also you will be respected from the society, and also you will meet and get to know with high level people in the society, and in fact you will get help from them. So that is a highly favorable move from Jupiter from 2nd June 2026 to 31st October 2026. In fact, when it is in the 10th house and 11th house, Jupiter can aspect the 7th house, because Lord of the 7th house is Jupiter. So when it aspects the 7th house, Jupiter exerts positive influence for the matters governed by the 7th house, because already Saturn is in your 7th house. It will be there for the next 2.5 years up to the mid of June 2027. So 7th house represents your marriage, married life, and your spouse, and also even if you are not married, if you are living together, so those matters also comes under the 7th house. So Saturn disturbs most of these. But as the lord of the Jupiter, as the lord of the 7th house, Jupiter aspect the 7th house and exerts favorable influences for all those matters represented by the 7th house. So when the Jupiter in the 10th house and also when it is in the 11th house in highly powerful state, in both occasions Jupiter can aspect 7th house and influence positively to the matters represented by the 7th house. That is highly favorable for Virgo ascendant, even for those who are expecting to be married, seeking a partner to be married, and also even for the people who are already married. So you will get some relief as the Saturn is already disturbing you, and we will get some relief and good favorable influences from Jupiter during that period when it stays in 10th house and 11th house. I already explained the role of the Saturn in your 7th house, but sometimes the Saturn might help you in getting married. But because it depends on the state, state and place where it located in your birth chart at the time of your birth. But normally it disturbs for the married life and also the spouse and people who are already having such relationships, even they are not married and still living together. Generally it disturbs all of them governed by the 7th house. So this is the common reading for Virgo ascendant. Normally, to get a more accurate and more personalized reading, you have to refer your birth chart to an astrologer, because your birth chart shows the exact positioning and the state of planets at the time of your birth. It also shows many more things about your life and also the aspects, the planets which had with the aspects of the planets with each other and many more. So to get a more accurate and personalized reading, you have to refer your birth chart to an astrologer and get that done. And even you can learn the remedies from him for those malefic influences. Your birth chart resembles your destiny, but that is not a fixed destiny. You can change it. Otherwise, there is no point of getting the astrology readings if you can't change it. But astrology was there over thousands of years because people used it to change their destiny. So astrology it gives you the required direction in the darkness. It gives the light to see in the dark. You can move forward. You can plan well. You can have a work plan and act on that, and you can successfully overcome your difficulties and those problems to come ahead in your future, because astrology guides you. You can get the guidance from the astrology, and together with your courage and dedication and with your proper planning, you can move forward successfully by overcoming those obstacles to come ahead in your life. That's the way to overcome the obstacles of your destiny. Good luck.